Right now at 6, a first look at video you'll see only on KGW, showing the moments before a Border Patrol agent shot 2 people in Portland. Plus,
the federal government should not be retaliating against people for protesting.
The local groups taking legal action after federal agents fired tear gas at a crowd outside Portland's ICE facility. Then,
don't expect to be hitting the slopes up here at Ski Bowl anytime soon. You can see why. Most of this is just packed down ice. Coming up, why ski resort managers are closing Ski Bowl.
And later, the 12s are all in.
It'll be all Seahawks related all week.
As the Seahawks fly south and zero in on Super Bowl 60. Good evening, everyone. At first at 6, new fallout after a crowd of protesters, including children, were hit with tear gas over the weekend outside Portland's ICE facility. Tonight, city officials and civil rights groups are calling out that use of force and say they are considering new legal action.
We'll have more on that in just a moment. But first, KGW has obtained new video of the moments leading up to a Border Patrol agent shooting 2 people in southeast Portland, leaving a driver and a passenger wounded. The alleged driver of the pickup is now facing criminal charges. Investigative reporter Kyle Boshi is here now with us with a closer look at this video. Kyle.
Well, previously the FBI said it hadn't found any video of the shooting, but after going back and serving subpoenas to a nearby health and treatment provider, investigators found partial views of the incident on security camera footage. Never-before-seen video obtained by KGW shows the January 8th shooting involving U.S. Border Patrol in southeast Portland. The video, captured by nearby security cameras, has no audio, and we've zoomed in to show the incident. According to investigators, a federal officer shot a man and a woman after the truck they were in repeatedly rammed a Border Patrol vehicle. According to court records, federal agents were conducting targeted enforcement operations when they spotted the driver, Luis Nino Moncada, and his passenger, Yorlins Betsabeth Zambrano Contreras, in southeast Portland. The video shows federal agents in 4 unmarked vehicles making a traffic stop in the parking lot of an Adventist Health medical office. Nino Moncada, driving the red truck, pulls into a parking spot. Federal officers approach. Agents say after identifying themselves, Nino Moncada backs up, ramming their unoccupied rented federal vehicle. The video shows Nino Moncada driving his truck forward and then in reverse. Several officers told investigators they were fearful for their safety. A Border Patrol agent fired 2 rounds into the driver's side window, according to investigators. After the shots were fired, Nino Moncada drove off and called 911 for help.
Caller saying that he was shot twice by ICE and his wife was shot as well.
The Department of Homeland Security said Nino Moncada and Zambrano Contreras had both entered the U.S. illegally from Venezuela. Nino Moncada remains behind bars while awaiting trial on federal charges, including aggravated assault of a federal officer. Zambrano Contreras pleaded guilty to entering the U.S. illegally and was sentenced to a year of probation. Previously, the FBI said it hadn't found any footage of the incident, and a fixed surveillance camera in the Adventist Health parking lot didn't capture footage of the shooting. But on January 20th, the FBI served a subpoena on a nearby treatment facility for security camera footage. In a statement, Fora Health said Fora Health was not involved in the incident and is not offering any interpretation or commentary regarding the events depicted in the video. The treatment provider said it released the video in the interest of transparency. Federal investigators say they continue to look for additional video of the incident. Meanwhile, a trial date for Nino Moncada is set for March.
Kyle Boshi with that follow-up. Thank you, Kyle. To new fallout now from a protest against immigration enforcement over the weekend after federal agents fired tear gas and pepper balls outside Portland's ICE facility. Homeland Security says to stop rioters who were apparently blocking the gate and throwing objects at federal agents.
Let's bring in Celine Stevens live on the South Waterfront. So, Celine, how are things looking right now?
David and Christine, well, things are pretty calm here right now. There's really only a handful of people here. It's been a pretty quiet night, but on Saturday, as we know, thousands of people came here after that march to the ICE facility, some of them being union members, some of them being families with kids and pets, according to the labor union, but that didn't stop them from getting tear gassed.
Couple times I thought I was going to pass out.
The protest that attracted thousands to the ICE facility on Saturday resulted in tear gas being deployed, nothing new to some protesters. But for others, it came as an unwelcome surprise, especially given the amount of children and elderly people present.
If they think that it is okay to hurt that many people and that many children in order to target a couple of people, then it's completely out of proportion.
Elise Gannay Cooper attended Saturday's march. She says she was still a block and a half away from the facility when she saw the gas.
I couldn't breathe and I was like choking and gagging and like kept feeling like I was vomiting, but nothing was coming up.
She wasn't the only one. Cell phone video shows a little girl suffering the effects of the tear gas.
I saw kids around me who were also choking and like old people, and I don't know, I'm still kind of in shock that can happen.
According to a statement from the Department of Homeland Security, quote, on Saturday, over 250 rioters violently stormed an ICE facility in Portland, forming a shield wall with umbrellas while they attempted to tie the vehicle gate shut with ropes and moved a dumpster to block the front gate. Agitators threw objects at law enforcement and rocks at cameras. 4 rioters were arrested with charges including destruction of government property, failure to comply, and disorderly conduct.
It is not appropriate to gas an entire crowd of people for the actions of a few. So we've submitted a number of videos to the court about what took place. I've not seen that in any of the videos that we've been able to review.
Kelly Simon is the legal director with ACLU Oregon, the organization filing a lawsuit against the federal government for its use of force at protests, saying it's violating protesters' First Amendment right.
We have a right to protest the violence that we're seeing from the federal government. The federal government should not be retaliating against people for protesting.
So Simon tells me that they also filed a motion for a temporary restraining order last week, but that motion has not been granted. However, she said that the judge indicated that he intends to issue an order on that tomorrow. Back to you.
All right, Celine Stevens on a relatively peaceful and calm South waterfront tonight. Thanks, Celine.
In your headlines, after 5 years, a civil case involving former West Linn doctor David Farley has been resolved. Providence Health settled today on the first day of the trial, following earlier settlements from Farley, Legacy Meridian Park, and West Linn Family Health Center. Attorneys say 174 survivors of Farley's alleged sexual abuse now have closure, and the settlement holds these organizations accountable for failures that allowed the abuse to continue for decades. Farley still faces 16 felony sexual assault charges in an active criminal case and has pleaded not guilty.
In an update, authorities have identified the person killed in a shooting last week in southeast Portland as 17-year-old Kenneth Smith III. Officers say they found Smith dead the morning of January 26 near southeast 134th and Herald. First responders report Smith was shot multiple times. No one has been arrested, and police are asking anyone with information to please come forward.
And after months of renovations, the Hollywood Library will reopen next week. The newly revamped space on Northwest Tillamook includes new furniture, technology, artwork, and lighting. There's also a new automated handling system the library says will get books and other materials to people much faster. It reopens next Friday, February 13th. Matt?
All right, thank you very much, Christine. We have seen sunshine today, and there's a lot more of it in the 7-day forecast. There was rain, too. Parts of Oregon, including Portland early this morning. That's moved on up into Washington, and even there it's winding down. Only 1/100th of an inch at the airport. But up in Washington, pretty good soaking in Olympia and on the coast. About an inch as you head north there, so it came down pretty good. Now, we're done with rain for the rest of the work week. In fact, there is an air stagnation advisory up for much of the Willamette Valley, but not Multnomah County, parts of Clackamas County, Washington County, because the east wind will make sure that our air is mixed and our air quality stays okay. But the eastern side of the valley, especially as you go south, the air is going to become rather stagnant and air quality will degrade. So valley fog will be an issue even in the Portland area tonight, but then the east winds crank up. That'll take care of that for the rest of the week for us here in town. The warmest weather will be up in the Cascade foothills and at the coast, where we're headed for the mid-60s, might even see 70 on the south coast. But don't worry, rain and mountain snow will come back this weekend, and it's looking somewhat promising for Cascade snow. We'll talk more on that later. Meanwhile, tomorrow morning, partly cloudy and 45. We should make it up to 60 tomorrow afternoon, guys.
Hey, good to hear, because we definitely need that snow. Thank you.
We do.
We are so excited here at KGW because we are in the home stretch. Look at that countdown to the opening ceremony of the Winter Olympics in Milan and Cortina, Italy. 3 days, 16 hours, 50 minutes, 22 seconds to go, and you can watch it all only here on KGW.
Yes, we're talking the Parade of Nations, the lighting of the cauldrons, more than one, all happening this Friday, February 6th, starting at 11 in the morning. That's evening in Milan with, you can be sure, a replay of the big show right here in NBC Primetime. All right, it's a big week. Let's also talk about Super Bowl 60 now as we count down to that big game with the Seahawks on Sunday, also right here on KGW.
Yeah, a lot happening. Drew Mickelson is making the trek to California down I-5. Drew, how far did you make it today?
Well, we started in Olympia, Washington. It was wetter than you can imagine, but then we got to beautiful Oregon. It was sunny. We made it all the way down here to Canyonville this afternoon. I'll be honest with you, we didn't see anyone on the road who appeared to be headed to the Super Bowl. I think we're getting a head start on most folks, which is nice, but we did see some huge 12s along the way, including one who lives in your neck of the woods who is an all-timer.
This is a one-of-a-kind, the Tyler Lockett.
When Larry Bevins' daughter moved out, he had big plans for her bedroom.
I got Lofa Tupu, I got Steve Largent, I got Cam Chancellor.
This 12th man cave in his Vancouver, Washington home has all sorts of memorabilia, but he doesn't only have stuff.
You have the big wheel, Pike's Place, and the needle.
He's got Seahawk ink everywhere.
What used to be called the Clink, now is called Lumen Field. And then just the skyline of Seattle. And then I had a flag drawn up.
His fanaticism has been well documented, not only for his swag and tattoos, but for his community service as well.
My friends actually got this for my birthday after I won Fan of the Year.
The NFL named Bevins the league's official Fan of the Year in 2022 after decades worth of work as a foster parent. That honor enabled him to announce the Seahawks draft pick that year when they selected Jackson Smith-Njigba.
I wish it was Thursday and I was already there.
Right now, all he can think about is Super Bowl Sunday. He flies down Thursday and hopes his lifetime of service and fandom pays off.
It'll be all Seahawks related all week after that until I get home. And then it's parade time.
You don't have to be as huge a fan as Larry to know what this is. This is the insignia from Super Bowl 48. That was the last time the Seahawks, the only time the Seahawks have won the Super Bowl. That was 12 years ago today. Photographer Tom Tedford and I got to go to New York City for that. We still have some of the swag. I got this hat because it's a little chilly this evening here in Southern Oregon. We're hoping to bring more luck to the Seahawks. They went the next year. Tom and I didn't make the cut and they lost. So I think we're the good luck charm, and that's why we're driving this vehicle all the way down there. We hope to be at the Golden Gate Bridge tomorrow night.
It is time, and yes, maybe you'll bring the luck. Love that you found that super fan. Amazing stuff. Thank you so much,
Yeah,
Drew.
we're going to run with it. Drew, the good luck charm, and looking good there. We'll check in with you tomorrow. Thanks, Drew.